Tonight's tea is chicken a la king with Brussels sprouts.
Hey guys, how's it going? So I have to admit something today. I've had quite a lazy day. I feel totally beat up from yesterday. That walk just about done me in. And then that 20-minute workout afterwards, jeez. But I enjoyed it. It was good hard work. I enjoyed the session. But I just couldn't bring myself to physically do any exercise today. So I guess I'm just giving myself a day off. But one thing a little bit more serious is I feel like I'm starting to slip back into my old habits. What I mean, well, my diet today has been perfect diet today. I had my chicken kickers, and then I had you saw it earlier, it was the chicken a la king with Brussels sprouts. Beautiful, it was fantastic. I'm still full from it. But the thing is, falling back into the bad habit of boozing, and 2 nights in a row, and I haven't done that since I started making these videos. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna start fresh, start over. I've still got a couple of days before the end of week 2 to try and improve on 4 pounds of weight loss. If I can match it, that's fantastic. If I can beat it, that's the way to go. So just being honest with you guys, I'm not lying. I'm being 100% honest. In the future, I want to be able to look back, and other people in the future, I want you to look back of what I've accomplished. How did he get there? He had his slip-ups. He's not perfect. And you know what? Nobody is. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to show you how I made this rather fetching jumper. Don't know if my arm's long enough to get it all in. Alright, so I know it's not the knitting channel, but it's my channel, and I can put whatever the heck I want on it. This is me making my Christmas jumper. This is the back of the jumper. I've had to stop because the weights are touching the floor, so I'm going to get help moving the weights further up, and then continue on to 290 stitches. Last 5 stitches to go. Rows 5, 4, 2 more to go. $290. So this is the Santa new design I'm going for my jumper. Connected through that cable. Design was downloaded through there. Punch a bunch of numbers in there. And we are 106 stitches rows in. That's the back or the inside of the jumper. So got to do ends in because we're doing ferrule and we don't want the white to do a float this length. Okay, ends in. And then because we went that way, we need to loop, swoop and pull. Like that. Okay, I need 2 hands. Okay, ends in, and because we went that way, need to lift this up and put this on the stitch next to it, and that stops the float from coming back on itself. You get the idea.
So,
Okay, I'm happy with that, thank you. So decided to add an extra bit onto the bottom to make it longer. So we're going to go for a row of reindeers, but it ended up going to be upside down because you hang it upside down and it's a button we're extending. So screwed up again. So I'm doing the back of the jumper this time. We're extending it with reindeer and 40 extra rows just to make it a bit longer. So this is the second time doing the back. The first time I forgot to disengage the pattern, so it was going to repeat the pattern of the reindeer, so I got that far and then I had to rip it all out and put it into the two piles. That's how much was knitted and that's how much I had to rip out. So what I'm doing now is I've got this piece of kit here. I'm going to try and do it with the camera. Basically hook the wool up, hook it on those three, pull it through and then keep going along. Start again. Alright, so I've just hung the back of my jumper on the sewing machine, the knitting machine bed. Now what I'm going to do is bring through all the needles. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but I'm going to use this tool here. Push it through like that, all the way down. Cut to 2 seconds later. So now I've got the needles pushed through the back of the jumper that's hung. Now I'm going to thread the white wool through this machine here. So we're set to B, which is open. Take this over here. 2 hands. Right, basically that goes in here. Okay, once it's in, close. Alright, I'm gonna make sure I don't goof up this time because I'm fed up repeating myself. Alright, we're gonna do 2 rows of white. So the first row we have to get over there, then we're gonna do the computer pattern. Alright, here we go. Voila, 1 row of white. Okay, then what you do is you just hang a clothes peg in there and let it hang down the inside of the there. Okay, next thing, I'm going to get the program up. This is Designing It 9. We don't want this. It's going to pop up with the next part that we need, and we're going to go to File, down to Naughty Reindeer Repeat. That's what we're working on here. So I had to flip it and invert it so it would come out the right way around on the jumper, because we're hanging the jumper upside down. And we need to do the tensions, options, tensions. So tensions will be done with it when you do a tension piece at the beginning before you start stitching anything. So in this case it's 25, 41. And then, okay. In case you'll see it change it slightly. Then we go up to transfer, download. Okay, select machine. Naughty Reindeer Repeat, that's what we're doing. Okay. Okay. Download. Alright, so what we're going to do is turn on the knitting machine. So first thing we need to do is put in the transfer cable. This machine is older than me. Okay, so we're plugged in there. Cable goes along. I'm going to switch on the machine. Okay, so it says clear entry, enter 551, press memory, enter 1, then press memory again. So we're over here. So clear entry, 551, memory, error, bollocks. Start again. Start again. Clear entry, 551, memory, 1, memory. Okay, when that goes blank, that means this 2019 program is downloading to a 1980 something knitting machine, which is unbelievable. So still downloading. Oh, that's complete. Okay, so to get the program, the Reindeer program pattern programmed into the machine, so the 551 was just to download it into the machine here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press memory 901 memory. Okay, ready to go. So we've only got one colour in right now. What I'm going to do is pull out the transfer cable because I don't need it. I'm going to pull this, make sure everything's right. Pull this across to the other end. And as I do, nothing happens because I forgot to engage the freaking thing. So I dragged the knit machine across the bed and I forgot to engage the computer. So when I pull the carriage across, the pattern would come out for the second colour, and it hasn't done that. So I'm going to have to manually rip out one row of stitching. See if I can flip this round. I can't. So it didn't pull out any of the needles for the pattern. So what I want to do is rip out the white thread to here. As I do that, it latches on the previous stitch. So I've just pulled the wool out of the machine here, and what I want to do is very carefully pull up, and that engages, that lifts over the previous stitch. lift up. And that engages, whoa, nearly there, the previous stitch. So I only have to go to the end, which will probably take me 15 minutes. So halfway across, it's only taken about 5 minutes to get to here. That's not too bad. So I'm kind of in a rhythm. If I can get the camera and look at my work while I'm doing here. You pull the over. And this is what happens, because the wool's sometimes wants to split. And then sometimes if you don't get the previous stitch on and that jumps off, then you have to rehook it. You have to catch it before you go on, otherwise you make a hole and you have to start again. That means rehooking the back onto the bed of the knit machine. But it'll be worth it in the end. Alright, so I finally got to the end. What we're going to do now is, because the carriage is here and we want the wool over here, the carriage over here, we need to disengage. Now, I've seen Mum do this a million times. Oh shit, right, that's that. Comes off. And all of a sudden I'm going to put this on here. Ta-da! So it wasn't that hard. So basically I had to put it back to neutral. Now, what I need to do now is rethread this in here. See if I can do it one hand. Nah, this is silly. There we got there. See, make sure that it's moving freely. You put that across. And make sure it's not caught under there. Yes, it is. See, that would have caused another problem. And then we would have to start again. No, actually, we're just tying the loop. I've done that before. Alright, so we've still got the program on the machine. This is what I didn't do last time. We've got to engage the bed. Okay, so we've only got one colour in. We've engaged the bed. And that's that thing at the back there. It's like a punch card that drags along. Okay, so this time, as I move along, you can see the feet coming out for the next colour. So then I take the red, and I put it in position B. Okay, so we're in, again, you want to make sure that it's moving freely. And I'm going to keep a hold of this with one hand and then drag it across the bed, hopefully creating the antlers of the reindeer. So you see it's upside down, we're going to knit it upside down. So next thing I need to do is engage multicolour. That was almost another mistake, just avoided there. Okay, engaged. Now make sure I've done everything. I think I've done everything. This is moving freely. So all we need to do now is fingers crossed it works. It's working. And it's bringing out the needles for the other colour. Okay, so it says I've done 2 rows of the pattern. I'll bring it across. And it's bringing out the other pegs, needles, for the alternate colour. See the pattern start? Oh shit, that's never happened before. Why? Why? Turns out it was okay. I just had to put it back on. No problem. You just went too far the last time. So all that wool, I did this before I unraveled it, is all down there. So it's getting reused. These are tension. So when we put the tensions into the computer, that's what this means, is the tension that we've got here. Also, this is your tension of the wool. You're knitting. I don't know all the technical terms. We'll only be doing it for a couple of weeks, but I'm enjoying it. So here we go. Don't go too far. Back down. I'm going to keep going until that says 25. Alright, so as you can see, the patterns come out here, but this is the back. This is called Ferile. Okay, so the opposite colour of that is going to be on the good side. So you obviously want to check your work as you go. You don't want to just go running across, because you've got to make sure that all the wool is caught, like the stitches are on each or each needle. If they're not, then you're in trouble. You need to kind of hook it up if you can. If not, you need to rip it out and start again. So we're on 24. I haven't started coming back across, but this should be the last row. There's the beat to tell you that 25. Now what I didn't do the last time was disengage the bed, put that to NL. Okay, what we'll do this time, because my design is I want to finish it with two bars of white at the bottom of the reindeer, just to make it look nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this red completely out. Okay, so let's see, it's free here, but we need to put it out the way. There's a little hook on underneath there, and I just put it to the side. Anything else? Alright, because I've disengaged this, the multicolor has disengaged. So all I need to do now is, fingers crossed, run it across and then back again. And then we're going to switch the white to the red. So here we go. Row of white. Second row of white. And we're good. Hallelujah, finally done the reindeers. Now what we're going to do is going to switch the colours around, and I'm going to cut this white. I need two hands, so we'll come back to that in a second. I thought I'll try this with one hand, the camera. So we're finished with the white thread being the main colour, so I've opened the gate and I've taken this out, so here it is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut, but leave a decent enough tail. That was my fault, didn't hold it tight enough. And then hang this on the little peg here, because we're finished with that. Now we're going to see the red is still attached. I'll put a clothes peg on this for the weight. What I want to do is re-engage this red. Okay, make sure it's not catching on anything. Make sure it's moving freely. Right, make sure it's not caught underneath anything. Oh, there, see it is. Why? Well, I've learned from my mistakes, and I've made many mistakes with this project, but that's how you learn. Close peg in there just to keep the tension on the, but wool also keeps it out the way. Saves it getting tangled up. Now, we're going to go for 40 rows. It's a bit excessive, but we need that extra length because we're going to fold it up and make a nice seam at the end. This is a counter here, so we're not using the digital counter. We're actually finished with this. We could probably switch it off, but I don't know. I'm going to engage that. So how you do it is this little counter here that trips the switch and keeps you counting. So as far as I can tell, we're looking good to go for 40 rows. So wish me luck. So I just did one row, two, three. So I'm going to do this another 37 times, and I should have the back of my jumper complete. So I just thought I would make a quickie here. It says 16 rows, and you can see how the pattern, the 2 rows of white was moving down. That's 16 rows there. So we're getting there. So remember when I had to rip out that white row, it took me 15 minutes, well 10-15 minutes. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't pay attention. It was only supposed to be 40. For some dumb reason they had 5 extra. So yeah, rip out 5 rows, and it took me 10 minutes to do 1 row to rip out. Ay, 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 ay. Alright, I'm back. I just ripped out 1 row in about 30 seconds. My mum's the master of doing this because she's had to help me out a few times, but since I've been on my own and trying it myself, I've pretty much figured it out. So the end bit is the hard one. You got to get that one just right. So I'm going to pay attention here. Hold on a sec. Right. Okay. So you push all the needles back into working position, and then what you do is, this is what I'm got to keep tension on this. Every time you're pulling wool out, you're going to make sure that there's tension on that kind of fishing line thing. So look at this. I'm chancing my luck here, but this is way quicker. Oh shit. We're okay. But yeah, again, keep your tension on the fishing rod. And it looks brutal, but my god, it's saving a lot of time. Okay, so paying attention now, but there you go. I've managed to undo 1, 2, so I've got to go 3, 4, 5, I think. Oh crap, I better keep counting. So I've wound the counter back every row I've ripped out, and we've ended up over here. So at the end, you're always going to kind of make sure that your needles are back in the working position. Kind of keeps the work kind of taut. The only thing is, I don't know how to cast off. I've done it a million times with like excess wool, you know, like not a million times, but I've done it a couple of times. I've screwed up more often than I've succeeded. Casting off with excess wool, which is this stuff here. You've got like a nylon cord that gets ripped out, and then just your waste wool. So I think I'm just gonna leave this for now. Everything's looking good, and that's as far as I can go. That's as far as my talents will take me. So this is the back. I finished there. Mum, I can't remember what it's called, but cast it off along the seam there, so that's where I finished last. This is the bit we extended. This ridge here was the original end of the jumper. It was going to be a tidy fold, but we're going to crochet the rest of it. That's why that's there, so I could have done my work yesterday. And then, so Mum connected the back and the front together on the shoulder. So it looks now. Just offering up the sleeve onto the bed of the knitting machine so we can then put it on the shoulder. That's the sleeve hooked up, ready for the next stage. That's the sleeve hooked up, ready for the next stage. So after the sides were hooked up, the sleeves were done. Mum did that. So what we're doing now is putting the sides together. So what we're doing is latching off. So that's what it looks like there. And then latching off, what you do is Get somebody to show you this. Over the gate peg. Grab that one. Pull through. Then this bit goes over like that. I can't do this with two hands. So I've lifted the work onto the gate pegs, and then you just lift it off like that. Okay, last one. Getting there. Okay. Yay! That's it. Both of them. Alright. From here. And that's the waste wool. Cool.
No way. Right, go for it.
He is a brass instrument player. Nah, you're slow. You're slow, you're slow, you're done.
No, don't give him the
Holy moly.
How about you now?
I'm not going here.
How about you, man?